Hello everybody, I'm ellbristow, this is Ellitopia Gaming, welcome back to KSP Live, and last week we were continuing our efforts to head to Aptur for a flyby, and we left ourselves in a very sticky situation because we didn't have very many funds. So, off camera I have been grinding a little bit. And you might notice from the screen straight away that whereas last week we left off with about 11 or 12,000 funds, this week we are starting with 118,000 funds, and I have not cheated at all. I have been launching satellites and doing the weird on the launch pad test launches and things like that, and we have managed to push our funds back up to 118,000. We've also gained a little bit of science. I think we were on about 44, we're now on 52. So things are looking a little bit more peachy. If we head over to the what's very quickly becoming a ball of string simulator, you can see that I have launched a few more satellites. We have this one here, which is the I stuck with the Hopper naming. So we've got the Hopper 3A, which is a polar satellite. We have the Hopper 3B somewhere, and there's the Hopper 3C. We've got the Hopper 3B somewhere around here. That's the Hopper 3A again. Hang on. There's the Hopper 3B. And then we had a weird one on a funny orbit. Was that the 3C? Oh, that's a Fortitude 5C. Hang on. Where's this one? What's that one? That's the Hopper 3C. Okay. So we have quite a few satellites on some very random orbits up there. It's not a very good satellite network, and my plan for this week is going to be to improve that. What is that? That is that other satellite. That's the Hopper 3, the original Hopper 3. My plan is to improve on our satellite network this week. We will try and do it kind of in the guise of contracts to see if we can actually earn some money while we do it, but my plan is to hopefully get up some geosynchronous satellites. That way our communication network will be somewhat more complete, let's say, as and when we need it to be. So that's kind of my aim. I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try and accept some contracts for some satellite launches. We'll launch those satellites, and then we will try and put them in geosynchronous orbit. That's the plan. There we go. Position a satellite in a specific orbit of Kerbin. Ooh, that's an interesting orbit of Kerbin, and it's worth quite a lot of funds as well. So regardless of whether we put something in geosynchronous orbit, I think we will be doing this contract. It pays us 52,000 if we succeed, and 18,000 should pretty much cover the cost of the satellite itself. 1.2 million meters by 970,000 meters. I think we can do that. So accept that. And let's go in and have a look at what we've got. We've been using the Fortitude and the Hopper series of launchers for our craft so far. I think we will go with a new letter of the alphabet for this launch, and we will attempt, I think let's hang on, let's just check we don't need anything special on this one. Oh, we need a mystery goo unit. Okay, good job I checked. Where's the mystery goo? That can go on there. Actually, no, thinking about it, that can go on the top, because I want to put these on the sides. Put them down here, might as well. And I would like 2 of them at the very least. Although actually, even that is going to be not enough, is it? Very tricky, actually, doing geosynchronous. When we've still only got 30 parts to play with. Because, yes, we can launch them geosynchronous, but what will they actually be able to communicate with? If they're geosynchronous, these will only be the only useful devices, because they won't have enough range because they only cover 2.5 million meters. So I think we need to take that off. We have to leave that one on. Ideally we want 3 of those, but we're a part short. Is there any parts that we can sacrifice? I don't think there are any parts that we can sacrifice. Maybe that, but that would leave us with very little fuel. There is nothing we can sacrifice. Not on this launch at least, because we need the mystery goo. So this one will have to just be another basic satellite, I think. So we're going to give this a new name. I've got a piece of paper stuck to my arm. Let's put that over there. Let's see. We've got to come up with a name beginning with I. Inevitable 1. Save that, and we're going to send that out to the launch pad to launch it. Incidentally, I have this week removed Kerbal construction time because we weren't really, it wasn't adding anything to the game. So I've removed Kerbal construction time. I've also removed the texture compressor mod thing, because it doesn't really do anything lately, because I've upgraded to 1.04. So, and with 1.04 most of the textures are now they are already compressed in the, what is it, DXF format or whatever it is they use. So so there we go. We are going straight out to the launch pad with this one. The Inevitable 1 is going to be our satellite to complete this mission. So SAS is on, throttle is up, we are ready to launch. Here we go, the Inevitable 1. Here it goes. We are away. Bit heavy, bit slow. Hopefully that won't cause us too many problems. We'll try and stay vertical as long as we can, I think, with this, so that we don't end up trying to push ourselves through the atmosphere too much during our gravity turn. These will drop off at about 1500. There we go. We'll carry on straight up for the moment. Let's see, about here. Let's start our turn, I think. 115 meters a second is still a little bit slower than I would have liked, actually. And we've got to go kind of east-southeast for this contract. So that's kind of over here somewhere. Let's take this turn nice and slowly. Woo! Wobbling around. That's our tanks crashing down. Hopefully not destroying the launch pad. Okay, we are going to take this turn nice and slow. Oh, that is very slowly, actually, isn't it? Oh well. We need a very high APO on this orbit, so that's not the end of the world. We are just popping outside of the atmosphere with our apoapsis, just as this fuel tank's about to run out. And it's not running out. There we go. We'll continue to push the APO up. Actually, our angle is not quite right. We've gone a bit too far south, I think, but we can correct that a little bit as we go. Yeah, we have. We've gone a little bit too far south, but never mind. Let's get ourselves circularized out, shall we? Okay, we are safe now. We can go back to our APO and we can go back to our prograde and we can push our APO out. Got plenty of fuel and hopefully plenty of time to get this all in the right place. Let's tweak this round, pull the apo round a bit. We need 1, 2, 2, 1. See, we are off. Okay, so we'll put it up at like 1, 1. Oh, have we lost communication? We have. Ah, that's not good because I didn't check where our solar panels were pointing. I think we've got away with it though. Sun's over there. Yeah, I think we've got away with it. Our power is dropping very quickly, but as soon as the sun rises, we should be okay. Let's speed up so that the sun does rise. There we go, our power is increasing. We don't have communication though, so let's see if we get communication conveniently round by the ascending node or our apoapsis. Let's find out. No is the answer to that. Okay, so it's going to be a bit of a wait so that we can burn at the right time. Ooh, that's our ascending node, and we've got communication. Okay, let's get that burning then. Oh, I did it right the first time. That's novel. Ooh, I did it a little bit late though. It's kind of close, kind of close. Hopefully we'll be within tolerance. We shall have to see. Okay, so now can we get communication while we're at our apo by any chance? We might just about make it. We might just about have comms. I believe. Yeah, just about. Okay, so let's get ourselves prograde. Ooh, come here. There we go. Let's get our Perry out. Target for the Perry is 970. And I think we're going to get that. Oh, 986, I went too far. Okay. Let's bring that back in a little bit. 9696, okay. So how close are we? I'm guessing we're not within. Yeah, we're not within the marginal deviation at the moment. So we're going to need a burn at the Perry just to correct that. We're not far off though. We're not far off. Let's get to the Perry. And hopefully this time we will have some sunlight just as we get round to the Perry. Yes, just about. And we are prograde again. Apo at 1221 is what we're looking for. Oh, that's 1121. Okay, 1221. Oh, 1223. Okay, I wasn't paying attention, but that's within tolerance. Let's make sure that we are pointing directly at the sun. And there we go. That's that contract completed. 52,250 funds, 5 science and 15 reputation. And some other stuff that we lost. So, if that is working, That's the one pointing at mission control. So let's have a look at that one. If I set that to active vessel and then activate it, we lose power. If I deactivate that one, we are still losing power. So these craft, these satellites with 2 dishes, are the solar panels are not sufficient. We have to have 3 satellite dishes. Incidentally, we can observe the mystery go up here. I don't know if we've... No, we won't get anything for it, but... There we go. However, that's another satellite in orbit. But not with enough power, unfortunately. So, back to the Space Centre. If we take that one, we might be able to do that launch and then convert that into a geosynchronous communication satellite. Ideally, we need 3 dishes on it. So let's load up the inevitable one. We don't need that on... Oh, do we? Hold on, let's find out. No, we don't need anything. Okay, so we don't need the mystery goo. That gives us an extra part to work with. The problem is we still won't actually be able to activate all 3 of these at the same time, will we? Because we don't have the power. 30 parts is really, really difficult to work with. So if I do something like that, I don't know if that's now going to have... It's going to be considerably lighter. Is that going to have the oomph that we need? Because I can now do that. How many parts have we got? 4. So I could, in theory, go... like that, and that would definitely give us, apart from the fact that they're obscured there, unless I do 3, like that. It's a bit weird. Or I could just move the dishes, couldn't I? Let's put the dishes up here. Move these down. No, that's not what I wanted. These should be on 2. Like so. And then that. In fact, we could do that on 2 as well, couldn't we? Like so. And there we go. We've now got 4 pointing in each direction. Okay, so here we are on the launch pad with the Geosync 1, which hopefully will be our first geosynchronous satellite. We have a contract in place for this satellite, which is all the way out here, which is not quite geosynchronous altitude rather. But if we can complete that contract, we can then hopefully push it out so that it does become geosynchronous altitude. And then everybody's happy. So SAS is on, throttle is up. We are getting ready to go with the Geosync 1. Here goes. Oh no, it's not. It's too heavy. That's not good. It's not going anywhere, is it? There we go. Okay, we've wasted a lot of delta V on that. Throttle right down. Yeah, this is going to go horribly wrong, isn't it? Because this isn't going to have enough power to push this upwards. Is it? It might. Come on. Give me some speed. Come on. Show me what you can do. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Come on. Pep talking a rocket. Right, we're about to lose the launch stage. Now we're going on to the satellite. There we go. We are, however, we do have our EPO outside the atmosphere, so that's not a bad situation to be in. Let's see how quickly we can circularize this orbit out, shall we? Okay, we're in orbit. So now let's get our peri up, our apoapsis up where we want it. We will have to do some kind of adjustment burn to the inclination. Are we going to lose communication before our apo gets to where we want it? I don't think we are actually. Peri's at 1450. So if we put that at 1450-ish, then that's kind of a good start for us. Let's make sure that we are likely to have all our solar panels pointing in the right direction. Yeah, we are. Right, but now we are at APO and we have power, we have communication, we have control, we have fuel, which is always a good thing. Let us burn. Obviously our... actually, we could possibly burn at an angle so that we can actually push our apo to the right place as well. No, that's not really doing what I wanted though. There we go. Our apo's too high now, but never mind. It is kind of in the right place at least. Let's just do a tweak burn on that so that it is actually in the right place. There we go. So then we can just push our peri out to the right height up here hopefully, and we might actually have communication at the descending node to fix our inclination as well. I think we are going to have communication. There we go. Descending node means we've got to go... I can never remember. No. Always the wrong one. There we go, that'll do. Difference of minus 0.1. There we go, minus 0. So, we're on the right orbital inclination now at least. Do we have any communication at APO? Not quite by the looks of things. Not this time around anyway. No, not quite. It's going to be just past it. That'll do though. Hold on, let's use that to push our peri up. 1450 we need. $1454. Not quite within the marginal. No, we're nowhere near it at the moment. So we do need to bring the Apo in. Can we get communication at the Apo this time? Sorry, at the Peri. We appear not to have any power. That means we're facing the wrong direction. Whoops, woo, not too far. Right, we have communication, we have power again. So, no, we want to be retrograde this time. What are we aiming for? 1676. Which is about there. Is that close enough? It is. Maintain stability for 10 seconds and we get that contract. Come on. There we go. Right. 49,000 funds. Leave this thing pointing at the sun again. Whoops. This way, this way. There we go. What way would we want it pointing? I don't know. Let's do it that way. There we go. So we've completed that contract. Now the question is, can we get this into a geosynchronous orbit with the fuel that we've got left? I don't know. It's going to be tight. So what I'm going to do is we'll point ourselves prograde and we will try it. 2868, isn't it? 2868750 is the magic number. I think we might have enough. Two 2869, 2866. Right. 1 hour 5, 4 hours 4. 4 hours 17, 1 hour 17. So that's 5 hours. That's just under, isn't it, I think? Let's point ourselves. Let's see, is it this way? No, other way. Right, that's less than a minute. We want this to be about 3 hours. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's within seconds. Okay, so that is a geosynchronous orbit directly above the Kerbal Space Center. However, we are in an eclipse at the moment. There we go. We have geosynchronous communication with the Space Center, which means we can now activate. Hang on, let's get this pointing at the sun again. With 4 solar panels pointing directly at the sun. These each generate. Hang on. They are generating 0.62 each. They should all each be pointing or thereabouts. These take 0.82 each. So 0.62 times 4 minus 0.82 minus 0.82. We can just about run all 3 dishes. So 0.65 and 0.63, 0.64. Yeah, that's close enough to even. In theory, we don't need this one now, so we can deactivate that. That's pointing at mission control, so we can have one pointing at active vessel, Activate. Still gaining power. Good. And then that will be to point at another dish in the array. So we'll hopefully get a few more up, pointing in. We'll get sort of one here and maybe one here, and they will point to each other and back to the Kerbal Space Center. But each will also point to the active vessel, which means that we will have a communication network pointing out to anywhere we would need it to go within a range of 90 megameters, which is the range of these satellites. Now 90 megameters, this is 2 megameters, so 90 megameters should be, we can communicate with Seren, no problem. Sorry, that's Seren. We can communicate with Sonar. Sonar is at 87. Seren is at 87. So if it's the other side of Sonar, we won't be able to communicate with it. But if it's like over here, we might just about be able to reach it. So we've got mostly communication with Seren. Apter is at 40, but that's always with us. Mun is at 21. 21 plus 44 is less than 90, so we can communicate with Mun. So there we go. We will have, once we've got 3 of these in place, we will have communication with most of the Sonar system, and we can ditch all of these satellites, which would be quite handy. Might be worth us having one polar one, just to give us a slightly better opportunity at communicating. Like if this one is in eclipse like it was just now, we might just be able to get one that can bounce the signal off the other 2 from a polar orbit or something like that. So we'll have a look at that, or we might just have a look at a second geosynchronous over this side, so that if this one's in an eclipse, then the other one likely won't be. Something along those lines. But there we go. We have a geosynchronous satellite in orbit, and it works. It's got power. It's got communication. It's even got a little bit of fuel left, so we could possibly even bring it home at some point if we need to. And we completed a contract on the way. So let's go back to the Space Center and find out what our funds situation is. 335,000, okay. 74 science. We're edging ever closer to another 90 science so that we can unlock something else. The question is, what do we want to unlock? Ideally we want to unlock these, but we can't, because that's the solar panels that we need. Landing gear and things like that we probably don't need. Planes, we can't really build much as far as planes are concerned with 30 parts. Logistics rover. There's a lot of the parts for the colonization system now. That's the engines for satellites and things. I really don't know what we're going to build. Sorry, what we're going to buy when we get to 90 science. What are they? Box sat thermometer module, service ablation laser light imager. So that can give us science. That can give us. Oh, that's just a thermometer though. That would give us the barometer. So that would be a good way for us to get a load more science. So we'd probably go for that one, I think. Miniaturization we don't really need at this point. Landing we don't particularly need at this point. Aerodynamics is only if we're going to continue with the spaceplane route. Advanced construction. See, that does give us a lot of very handy parts. But I don't think that we're actually able to use them at this point because of our 30 part limit. So Auxiliary control module. Basic flight controls and instrumentation for a single car. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to need all of that lot yet. They're just small fuel tanks and small things. Yeah, so I think we will probably go for space exploration once we've got to 90 science. We are nearly at 90 science. 74 we have. So now the issue that I've got at this point is that we are still tight on funds. We really need to expand the vehicle assembly building, and we need a lot of funds to do that. Expanding the vehicle assembly building will mean that we can release this 30 part limit that we've got, and that will really unlock give us 255 parts and basic action groups. That will really unlock the space program for us, so that we can start building decent rockets that can go a long way. Getting to Aptor, getting to Seren and all this kind of thing shouldn't be too much of a problem once we can build with more than 30 parts. Until that point, we are unfortunately just grinding and grinding for funds, and we're doing that in the form of things like this and things like this, which are great for funds, but they're not really great for a live stream. What I am thinking in that situation is that perhaps we will cut the live stream short this week, and I will grind those funds and those science points off camera ready for next week's stream. And we will have, hopefully by then, a working geosynchronous satellite system, and we will have enough funds to unlock the upgrade to the vehicle assembly building. I will try and record as much of it as I can, particularly if I do the geosynchronous satellites, so that you guys don't miss out on it on YouTube, and I will post that up to YouTube. But yes, we will pick that up either during the week or next week. In the meantime, thank you for watching, everybody. If you're watching this on Hitbox, not on Twitch, then don't forget to hit the favourite button, the follow button, so that you get notifications next time we go live. You can subscribe if you wish to get you get a $4.99 coupon for G2A, and you would get access to some of the subscriber-only features available on Hitbox. If you're watching this on YouTube, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And that leaves me with nothing more to say than thank you for watching, guys. I've been ellbristow, you've been watching Ellitopia Gaming. This has been KSP Live, and I will see you next time. See you later.